A SportsCenter public service for those NBA fans just joining us from Monday's action. Celtics at Toronto. Damon Stoudemire turns the ball over. David Wesley to Rick Fox. Behind the back to Eric Williams for the jam. Williams 27 points. David Wesley nails the long three-pointer. He had 25 points. Boston wins 114-102 as we funk on. Yeah. Kings at Spurs. Tyus Edney passes to Olden Polynice inside. He scores. Mitch Richmond drives in the key. Hits the floating jumper. He had 26 points. Oh, yeah. Kings with the steal. Jeff Greer takes it all away. He hits that. Gary St. Jean's Kings went on a 20-0 third-quarter run and win in San Antonio. Bullets at Jazz. Rod Strickland to Chris Webber. Oh, no. Got the Bullets evening. Karl Malone with the outlet pass. Up the court, the mailman hustles down and gets the ball back. Nobody falls back on D. Jazz win 111-89.
Well, that highly anticipated first matchup between Stephon Marbury and Allen Iverson won't go down at the NBA rookie game during the upcoming All-Star weekend. Marbury's a no-show. He's not ducking Iverson, but the Timberwolves star is suffering from a right thigh bruise, so he'll be replaced by Derek Fisher of the Lakers. An Iverson-Fisher matchup just doesn't seem to have the same kind of appeal to it. With more on the NBA, here's David Aldridge. After all, it is his beat.
Dennis Rodman's desire to get back soon from his suspension has a separate fiduciary incentive from his lost salary. A source indicates that Rodman has been told by Converse, who just signed him to a deal in excess of $2 million, that he has to be playing again after the All-Star break in order to start collecting the shoe company's money. So expect Rodman to comply with David Stern's request that he seek counseling. The Sonics are amused by Nick Van Exel's contention that the Lakers will definitely win the Pacific Division. Van Exel told Los Angeles reporters last week that if the Lakers don't win the Pacific, he'll buy each member of the Sonics a gift at $100 or less per player.
If he's wrong, I want my $100 mutual fund somewhere, share in Microsoft. That's $100, and I don't want no candy.
After 82 games, Nick know I'm gonna come to him and I want something under $100. I want something for 99.99 cents. That's what I want. I want $99.99 worth of whatever I'm gonna get.
Dallas's inquiry into the availability of Don Nelson for its general manager's job started in earnest about 10 days ago, when acting GM Frank Zaccanelli went to his B list of candidates. The Mavericks were surprised when Nelson told them he had interest in the job, and if he wants it, it's probably his. If he doesn't, the Mavericks can go back to their B list, which includes ex-Miami Heat GM Dave Wohl, former Rockets GM Steve Patterson, and ex-Hornets coach Alan Bristow. They could also ask about Paul Westphal, but they're concerned about how Jim Clemens would respond to that. Westphal, after all, interviewed for the job last summer that Clemens eventually got. Even TNT analyst Dick Versace is a possibility. He threw his own hat in the ring about 10 days ago. While Derek Coleman was injured, Clarence Weatherspoon moved down to power forward for the Sixers. So when Coleman came back briefly last week, it was back to 6 shots a game for Weatherspoon, who's been miserable in Philadelphia's new motion offense. The Sixers know Weatherspoon would like to play for a winning franchise and that they're not going to be winning anytime soon. Says GM Brad Greenberg, quote, "He's a good player and he's never been able to have any success. That would be hard on anybody." The snubs of Reggie Miller, Chris Webber, Anthony Mason, Mark Jackson, Joe Smith, and Detlef Schrempf from their respective All-Star teams just points out, once again, the need to expand All-Star rosters by at least one player to 13. That would allow coaches to correct some of the glaring omissions that occur each season while keeping a handful of star players available as replacements. On the NBA Beat, I'm David Aldridge, ESPN.
David, thanks. Tuesday on the NBA Today here on ESPN. Mark Jones and Dr. Jack, a look at the rocky week that was for the Rockets. Preview the game of the week with or without Shaq, the Bulls and Lakers. It's also 5:30 p.m. and Eastern.
Yeah, we told you we're going to talk about the scoring drought in the NHL, but when it comes to Andre Woolridge, there's no such talk. This young man at Iowa can flat out fill it up. His story next.